Around about 1872, a man by the name of Carl Benz, yes, that Benz, was playing cards in this very room on this very desk, deciding that there had to be a better way to get from point A to point B than a horse and carriage. So he invented the gas engine, and he spent the next 14 years figuring out how to get that gas engine onto three wheels. And on January 29th, 1886, the automobile was born here in Southwest Germany. I'm with Winfried Seidel. Did I pronounce your name right? I got it right? Yeah? Good. All right, good. Not bad. My German's improving here in the last few days. Now, this is really exciting because we're standing in front of car number one, the first car on the planet, made by Carl Benz in 1886. And we're actually going to drive this in a few minutes, but before we do that, I want to know a little bit about Carl Benz. There were no roads, let alone fuel to put in a car. What was his idea to build a car?
He had before a wooden bicycle, and he tried to make a car without horses. It was the dream of his life.
Okay. He had to have this vision that there were going to be, roads and gas stations. In fact, what do you do for gas in 1886?
He got it in the pharmacy. You
got gas in a pharmacy?
It was a special thing like benzene.
So the first fuel was actually like a cleaning solvent. Wow, that's like a breakthrough, I guess, in thinking. So he must have been an optimist if he decided he was going to build a car. The only way to fill this thing to get it to run was with a cleaning solvent. Now, how many miles per gallon would you expect driving this?
Well, I think so between 6 to 10 miles about.
Yeah, oh, so not great. Was it a reliable car?
Not with a driving system.
So you wanted to be a good mechanic if you drove this. So he's built the car, he's demonstrated that it works. When does he make his first long trip that involves some distance? And it's got to be a bit risky because he's deciding he's going to go a far distance without gas stations and a place to repair it. Yeah. How does that come about?
That is a very nice story. It was not him, it was his wife. And the first trip was about 100 miles from Mannheim to...
Where was Carl when this is going on?
He was sleeping. He was sleeping very early in the morning.
How about if we decide to take this for a drive right now? Do you think we can arrange that? Put some of that magic cleaning fluid solvent in there and fire it up?
Of course, yes.
All right, let's go. Come on.
Okay.
Oh, here's how we start the car. Look at this. You know what they had a lot of in those days? Patience. Ooh, it sounded good. And you know what else they had? Big arms. Imagine somebody put this together, they sat in this, started it up, and all they had was a little bit of clear fluid to put in the back, and it started to move. This is traveling first class in southwestern Germany. It is an amazing experience to get in a car, the first car in the world, and actually drive it a few feet. 125 years ago to the day when Carl Benz did this in his car. In this car, how many people in the world have been affected one way or another by the gas engine as mounted on a vehicle, becoming the very first automobile in the world?
When we think of Germany today, booming exports and a rather large current account surplus come straight to mind. This is a country that has moved mountains to ensure its GDP growth and balance of payments. Sebastian Lebilsy takes a look at the impact of the Eurozone crisis and a global economic slowdown on this export-focused country, and whether it can truly pay heed to the calls for increasing its domestic demand and therefore imports.
The Audi factory in Ingolstadt in Bavaria, the largest in the world. There are 35,000 employees turning out more than 550,000 vehicles each year. A car leaves here every 30 seconds. It is a symbol of German success in foreign markets. BMW, Mercedes and Audi export 80% of their production. And despite the recession, sales have increased by 12% last year. The slowdown in Europe is largely offset by the spectacular growth in the United States and especially China.
We have a broad footprint, that's America, China or Asia and Europe. The European slowdown, it affects us all, but at the same time, if you have a broad stand, you will be able to walk through a crisis like that.
Vehicles and car parts accounted for 18% of total exports in 2012. Behind these flattering figures are sound working practices. In this plant in Bavaria, every movement is designed and analysed. Flexible working is at the heart of the production process.
We have around 200 working time models. So it depends on your personal situation. When would you like to start? How long would you like to work? And how could you combine family life, working life or private life to each other?
And that has resulted in Audi, for the fourth consecutive year, being the leading brand where Germans dream of working. Ingolstadt is the German city with the lowest unemployment rate. Audi has signed an agreement for the numbers employed here to remain the same until 2018. Stability for the 68,000 employees of the group.